What we have see here, this is a chart that notes all of the locations and all of the emotions. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this two different ways. We're going to chart each emotion, and we're going to look at it by location and how this breaks down. First, let's take a little bit of a look at interest. First, you really don't have any interest. You just kind of have like glances in their way. Then interest starts to peak. You'll notice that they have some proximity. They might get a little bit closer to you. They're showing their interest. Then you get their attention. They're giving you their attention. They're paying attention, and they pretty much pay attention to you the whole way, if you don't fuck it up. So try not to fuck it up. Then you have vibing. This is where you open. You know, you're just initially getting it. Then you get the hook. This is where they get interested in actually what you're saying. And as you notice, there's a big jump in the vibe. And then you get another jump every time you tell a story. Every time you tell a story and you're displaying your personality and your attitude, you're continuing to vibe and share things with each other. You vibe and you're fun. That's what you do. Here you're getting a sloping upwards from the lock-in because you start asking rapport questions. You start asking them questions that create that emotional connection. And here is attraction. Attraction is a little bit different. If you notice, these are kind of like more jumps and then plateau. Jumps and then plateau. Or, as with connection, it's just sort of like a steady sloping up. Attraction is a little different. Attraction has all these spikes that jump up. Like here, initially, when you come into a club, you're social proof. When they see, oh, this guy's rolling in with his boys, and he's got a girl on his arm, and he's got people coming up to him, high-fiving him, that's showing social proof. And that causes a jump in attraction. And as you continue, you might hit her with some negs, showing your disinterest. She's going to become more attracted to you. As you continue, you're going to show a jump of an attraction when you show some humor. Showing girls a sense of humor. Girls always say, I just want a guy who's funny. I just want a guy who, well, that's true, she does. That's actually, they're not lying to you when they say, we want a guy who is funny. That's not a lie. A lot of guys think that a lot of guys think that that's a lie. Because they're like, well, I don't see, like, you know, Jim Carrey, well, not Jim Carrey, let's say, like Drew Carrey, that's what I meant. I don't see Drew Carrey pulling all kinds of ass. I don't see Gilbert Godfrey. I'll tell you what, man, dude, I have seen Gilbert Godfrey in Vegas, and he is always surrounded by fucking 4 or 5 pieces of hot ass. Gilbert fucking Godfrey. And yes, I'm not fucking kidding. I see some dudes with like wide eyes like, really? Gilbert Godfrey? Fucking Iago the Parrot? Yes, Iago the Parrot pulls hot tail. Then you get all of these different jumps. And what these are various attraction triggers that you're hitting with your stories. If you notice, this coincides with your storytelling. This jump here in your vibe and these spikes. Here you might hit, you know, protection of loved ones, pre-selection. Right here you get a really big one. You know what that is? It's your willingness to walk away. The display of non-neediness. We were here earlier with a girl, Janet, who was talking about how a guy who's needy, girls run from dudes who are needy. They're terrified of it. They hate it. So this willing to walk, that's a huge spike. And I'm actually really glad that she was here to say that, because right off the bat it's showing something that she's confirming basically what we've told you. You know, yeah, we had a real live girl here telling us that, you know, we know what we're talking about. Right here, this other spike is a willingness to show her social alignment. This is right after you move her, or just before you move her. And as you're moving and you're doing things, you continue to hit attraction spikes with your attraction triggers. You hit risk taker, body language, willingness to emote, several of the other attraction switches. You do it as you bounce and as you move. But if you notice, you stop. You don't hit them as much as you're moving. You don't hit them as much. You still hit them. You're still doing them. But the attraction is more slowly growing at this point. You've already hit. You're most of the way there. But it's more slow growing later on in the massage. Then you show your connection. This is about how, you know, love and emotion begins to build and grow. And if you notice, when you meet, there's really nothing there. It's like nothing. Really, the only thing that shows that you're beginning to develop a connection is she's going to turn and face toward you. She's going to turn and she's going to move her body towards you. And she's going to show that she's interested and she's beginning to seek out that rapport. She's going to start showing appreciation for you. She might start hitting you with some IOIs. She might, you know, start giggling a little bit more, smiling a little bit more. She's going to start showing appreciation. Then she's going to start, when you move her, she should be starting to show some affection towards you. Some genuine affection, some caresses, some, you know, lip purses, things like that. Her eyes might dilate. And when you're doing this, you or her might suggest conspiracy. You're creating a connection to one another. It's like, oh my God, we're being so naughty together. Isn't this great? And then when you bounce, when you're moving, I'm sorry, after you move, when you're at another location, SOI her. Tell her, you know what, I just feel this amazing connection to you. You know, I didn't know that you were this person. We were at the club or the bookstore or this, that, or the other. But you're really an awesome person. And all this connection, it just continues to slowly grow. This is a slow building. This is a slow building emotion. Connection's not fast. Connection doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen necessarily within, you know, the first makeout. You know, she might be making out with you and her connection to you might be here. She just might think you're hot. Then we go to seduction. You have your initial approach. As you notice, she's not sexually aroused at all. She's not even really sexually aroused when you lock in. But when you move and you start compliance testing her, her sexual arousal starts to spike. And again, it starts to spike when you start kissing. And it gets higher as you start making out. We talk about the point of no return in Mystery Men, the M3 model. The point of no return. There's a point where if you just drop off after making out, she's going to be like, what the fuck is that? I'm disappointed. This guy let me down. You know, she got sexually aroused. You allowed her to get that sexually aroused, and you didn't continue with the sex. As you can tell, it's like make out, make out, make out sex. It's like nothing, nothing, some compliance testing, kissing a little higher, then make out sex. And this really, and one of the things that you're going to want to do, and this is something that Oscar actually can help you with, is he's very good at helping you chart progress on things. And what we do suggest you do at Venusian Arts is to chart your progress with girls. Literally make charts like this. Pay attention and notice to what story she is responding to. And chart her attraction. Say, you know what? She really fucking went insane when I started telling that protection of loved ones. She was all about that. But then when I started telling the risk taker, you know, she just didn't really respond that much. And I told another one, she didn't really respond that much. But I told another one about how, you know, I love my little niece and I saved her from like a rabid dog or something and it went sky high again. You know which attraction triggers she's really going to respond to them. And you can really hit those things. Track all of these emotions and locations and you're going to have a successful charge. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this little taste of revelation, the next model. Thank you.